Welcome back to TRU Power Disc. As we continue on, this showcase 1 of 2. I do not have the neutron thing yet, so just want to wait a while. Today we're going to take a look at Captain, which is otherwise known as Peter Pan's Flight, based on the Disney World and Disneyland ride, where you explore the land of Peter Pan, and I will actually be talking about Once Upon a Time. So all you fans of Once Upon a Time, sit down and get cozy, because I'm going to talk about the exciting lore of Peter Pan. And we only have one character to really do the lore for us, Captain Jack Sparrow. Anywho, so Peter Pan is this kid who goes to Neverland. Well, okay, he's actually Rumpelstiltskin's father, and I know you're like, mind blown. But Peter Pan, he wants the heart of the truest believer. So Peter Pan is Rumpelstiltskin's dad, and since he's a con man, and everyone knows it. So he and his son, so Rumpelstiltskin gets a bean. Young Rumpelstiltskin gets a bean, and I like how it's playing. So Rumpelstiltskin gets a bean from the woman that he's living with, so that he can try and get a job, and it's not so working. So this is my so-called wiener. I'm trying to remodel my racetrack. So anywho, there's Power Fred's house. Anywho, so as they go to Neverland, and anything they dream happens. So they test it out, and then since Malcolm, that's the name of Rumpelstiltskin's father. Rumpelstiltskin, he gave him a doll, and Rumpelstiltskin named the doll Peter Pan. So Peter Pan, Malcolm, is trying to get some pixie dust until the shadow comes, and until they said like that you would have to be youthful to stay there because it's only meant for kids. So he betrays Rumpelstiltskin for youth, and he becomes Peter Pan. The reason he calls himself Peter Pan is because he names himself after the toy that he gave Rumpelstiltskin. And as this is going on, it turns out that Peter Pan had John and Michael do some bidding for himself in the real life world, like trying to get Henry. When Regina was trying to adopt. And then it turned out, okay, so John and Michael, and then John and Michael tried to stop Ariel from getting the Pandora's box, and they failed because they knew about Wendy, because Ariel knew about Wendy. So Peter Pan's plan is to get the hearts of the true believer. His plan was to create a new Neverland, because the Neverland had magic and it was running out. And he brought all these lost boys on. He was the Pied Piper of Once Upon a Time. He is the Pied Piper. I think we can go a bit higher. So, as I was saying, he plays the flute, and as he's playing the flute, boys come who can't hear because they're mistreated. He takes them to Neverland, and Bellfire is one of these children. Rumpelstiltskin saves him, and then takes them back to his house. And then, as we know, Bellfire eventually leaves. John and Michael are kidnapped. Well, they live internally now because of Pan's idea, because then they'll kill Wendy. He actually has Wendy inside Neverland. We don't know why yet. I think it's to control them, but Wendy's immortal, and then she reckons Bellfire. And then it turns out that how do I say that? Well, he swapped bodies with Henry before he was trapped in the Pandora's box. If you're familiar with Greek mythology, you are aware of Pandora's box, about how it's evil that the gods put into it. So they imprison him in that box, and he switches bodies with Henry. So Henry's actually in the box in Peter Pan's body. So it's like a Freaky Friday thing. This is before like the new episode that's probably coming up the next day this is uploaded. So anywho, as this is happening, quick look at the racetrack, by the way. Peter Pan is actually, he rescues Felix, and then he actually gets the curse, and then like they find out that Pan is Henry, and Henry is Peter. So then they just realize, and then it's Emma proof, because she can't save it now, because she's now written into the curse. It's just really weird. And anywho, as the story goes on, Peter Pan actually ripped his shadow, because his shadow can kill people. And the only way you can take out Pan is if you take out his shadow. And so yeah, that's the Peter Pan part of this. We're actually going to get on to Captain Hook, otherwise known as, I don't want to say Aldrich Killian. I want to say, the correct thing to say is, Killian Jones. And so he takes Rumpelstiltskin's wife, and he saw him at the bar instead of having some time with his son, and she takes him, and then they were planning to escape together to a far off land, but then Rumpelstiltskin cut off his hand and killed Mela, who is Rumpelstiltskin's wife, until she married Hook. And then Hook was working for Cora because he went to Wonderland to kill Cora, and he was working with her, thus they were trying to find a way to get the storybook somehow. Sorry, I need to get this. So, anywho, then he's working for her, and then he poisons Rumpelstiltskin, and then they eventually work together. So then they decide to work together, but we still can't trust him. He has a thing for Emma now, and then apparently his origin is that he was once a king's man. And they went to Neverland to find the Dream Shade. And the Dream Shade was actually a poison. I believe it is a reference to a book I read about the Dream Shade. I believe it is a reference to something else, but the Dream Shade kills. So then he got water fed to his brother who was dying. And then they realized the king was evil. They wanted to go back and prove it. But he drank the water and died. And he didn't trust the king afterwards. So then he became a pirate. And then he lost his hand and became Captain Hook and went to Neverland. I forgot one more important thing. The reason it didn't work, the connection from the water to the, there's something over there. Ew. Oh, that's Jack. Well, I just thought I'd finish this up. So, Bellfire comes, and then he realizes that Bellfire doesn't like him because of some dangerous thing that he did. So, as that is going on, multiple other things are happening throughout the story. How do I explain this in terms that some people will understand? I'm going to get Jack Skellington after I explain this thought. So then, he helps them go to Neverland because he knows Neverland like the back of his hand. He learns about the connection, gives it to David, and then he lives. And then they bring the Neverland. They bring the water within the storybook, and then he is actually trying to hook up with Tinkerbell. They're trying to forget about Emma, and then it turns out Pan is actually in the body, so then he tries to help. I do not think that, I'm sorry you're watching this more than once. My honest opinion, I do not believe that Emma and Hook should get together. And I know you're like, you're more and more talking. Believe me, I'm going to explain a whole lot in my predictions for The Hobbit thing coming up, which is actually going to be released on Saturday, the same day as this, because I have not seen The Hobbit yet, the newest Hobbit film, and I make my prediction because I think about it. There it is. So then, as they go, they're stuck in Neverland, and then it turns out Peter Pan wants to reenact the curse, and Felix is helping him. Oh crap, it's gone. Oh crap. So as I was saying, I'll try and find that chest again. Peter Pan's goal is to reenact the curse where he's in charge. No one will have any recognition of who they are. So that is Peter Pan's goal in Once Upon a Time. I have not seen if he succeeds or not, but special thing for you Once Upon a Time fans. I'll give you a hint of who is going to be added, and if you're a true Disney fan, you'll know this. Okay. Oh, chest. Let your power show. Bring me back what was once mine. Oh, and we're lucky to see this is the character being in the next part of Once Upon a Time, Rapunzel. I don't know how she's going to be depicted. I hope they add Flynn Rider in the game and in Once Upon a Time, because Rapunzel is a great character. The movie was excellent. Her backstory I'm interested in, because they might explain her history between the regular book instead of the Disney film. For you to not know, she was actually her wife was supposed to die, but she didn't because of Rapunzel flowers, and then the witch takes the husband. Yeah, it disappears. So I'll try and find it. But I like explaining to you this Once Upon a Time lore, and I'm going to get into more lore, like information about this stuff. Well, if another time comes. So remember, this is the Peter Pan Power Disc. It is a regular, rare, and series too. Don't worry, I'll make a complete entire video different from this Pan lore when I actually have more to work with. I hope the backstory for the next episode of Once Upon a Time is why Wendy is with there. And I want to know how Peter took Wendy and so on. I know, and if I get the next Tron piece, no doubt about it, there will be Crystal Lightning McQueen to show it off. We'll see you all real soon. Let your power show and grind. Bring me back what once was I. Or I should have gone with standing here, it's crystal clear, I'm where I'm meant to be. But that's it from me. Hope you learned about Once Upon a Time and the future endeavors. And I've not seen the newest Once Upon a Time in Neverland, so I don't know what's going on. I know Jafar is in it. Well, I liked how the Sultan was actually in Cage, but I actually liked the series. I liked how K-Wife messed up. No offense, K-Wife. She did not trap her in the mirror. She went to Wonderland. K-Wife, if you're listening now and you're watching this, she was trapped in the mirror. I know Once Upon a Time. It's like the back of my hand. Hopefully someday we can actually get into big more. I don't know any more games except The Hobbit. The Hobbit, I'm going to get tons of lore. I'm going to do a walkthrough eventually of Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. Well, till then, see you real soon. Me heart teach yo ho!